Assalamu alaikum and hello guys, my name is Hattem Mattar. Thank you for joining us today. I run an artisan smokehouse here in the UAE called the Mattar Farm. We're very famous for smoked brisket, smoked turkey, smoked ribs that we introduced to the UAE all the way back in 2015. I'm gonna make something for you today that involves a little bit of the American technique of smoked meat and all of the ingredients that we're here familiar with in the UAE and all of the ingredients that we're familiar with from around the world into something that we like to call third culture cuisine. Before we get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about our story, how we got started, the cuisines of the UAE, and while I'm telling you that story, we're going to light our barbecues. Way back in 2014, I had my first taste of brisket in Texas, obviously. And I was so impressed and I loved it so much that I started flying brisket back with me in my suitcase. It obviously became very embarrassing when I was always stopped and asked why I was carrying brisket back with me. So I learned how to make it myself and I started cooking out of our backyard. Our name kind of got out there that we were the only smokehouse in the UAE. We started a commercial kitchen in 2017. And since then we've been catering and supplying the hotels and hospitality and pop-up events all over the city. And everything that you would have at a normal smokehouse in the US Southwest, we make as well, albeit with all of the ingredients that we're going to see today. So it's a little bit third culture cuisine, American techniques and local ingredients. So the cuisines of the UAE, if you can imagine, were obviously based a lot around dates, camel milk, wheat, barley, and they were also heavily influenced by all of the wonderful cuisines in all of the countries and diversity that exists here in the UAE. If there is a cuisine that you're looking for, it's here. Not only is it here, but it's here to the best of their abilities. The best Indian is here, the best Chinese, the best Thai, the best American. And so all of those cultures and cuisines live here and are represented here, and they're in the kitchen everywhere. If you'd like to have any of those cuisines, it's just a block away or 2 blocks away or on the other side of town. It's a great place to be if you've got a very adventurous palate, we would say. In our secret spice are spices that are heavily used in the UAE. We've got cardamom, we've got cinnamon, we've got turmeric. Cardamom is used in Arabic qahwa, which is like Arabic coffee. The date obviously is used in a lot of stuff. You can use it sweet, you can use it savory, garlic and ginger. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine all of these into a rub, like you would for any of the other meats that would go on a barbecue. So we're making our own rub. We're going to combine all those ingredients. We're going to coat our prime rib, and then we're going to set it aside to smoke. And then we're going to serve it with fragrant rice. We call it ruz bil khalta. I'm Egyptian. I've grown up here in the UAE. I've been here almost 25 years. It's home for me. It's such a great place to live. It's wonderful, it's safe, it's diverse, and obviously we've made a home for ourselves here with the smokehouse and for myself and my daughters. So we're going to chop our garlic. So you can imagine the first time I had brisket obviously was in Texas, obviously it was true Texas brisket, nothing on it but salt and pepper. But I've grown up here my entire life with Egyptian parents, and obviously all of the cuisines of the UAE and the people of the UAE, the people that were in my class, there's been a lot of multicultural cuisine that we've had over the years. And so when I came to try out smoking meat for the first time, I wanted to include flavors that I was familiar with and that reminded me of home, even though home is defined as so many different places. Home for me obviously is between here, Cairo, Alexandria, and a lot of people fall into that category, third culture kids. And what we like to make is third culture cuisine for everybody. So it's not from here, it's not from there, but it's from everywhere put together. And if you think about it, charcoal and smoke, every cuisine under the sun has their own version of a charcoal based or a fire based cuisine. Everybody's got a barbecue. Every corner of the globe has a barbecue. So if you think about that and how that message brings us all together, food is not actually the message. Food is the medium. The message is that we're all the same. Everybody enjoys a good meal, regardless of where you're from. Everybody enjoys a good meal. And everybody, well, I would say, I'm biased obviously, but I would say everybody enjoys the taste and the smell of barbecue. It's been the case for us. When we introduced it, everybody was like, what is this smell? What is that taste? We're going to combine our spice, our date syrup, our dates. We're going to turn this into a paste. See if you can squish this. This is what a date looks like. This is from our farm in Al Ain, and this is from last season. And then obviously this is what date syrup looks like. It would be what would be the equivalent to blackstrap molasses, right? So something along those lines. And we're going to use this orange. So here we go. Slice this orange right down the middle. Juice of the orange. Use as much of it as possible. Emirati cuisine obviously has its own fire-based barbecue called mishwi. We're going to use the mandarin juice as well, and we're going to use our date syrup. Okay, and then we're going to add our garlic and ginger. And while we're putting all of this together, tell you guys, UAE cuisine has fish. It has dried fish, has barbecued fish. It's got rice, it's got wheat, it's got barley. There's an Emirati pancake that we have for breakfast every day, me and my daughters, in the morning. And a lot of the spices, almost all of the spices that you see here, there's some salt and pepper as well. That's basic, but the rest of them are spices that we learned and grew up with eating local cuisine, Indian cuisine, Pakistani cuisine, Persian cuisine, even Asian cuisine, obviously with the ginger. If you're familiar with Texas barbecue, they use oak, all kinds of oak. We've got oak to use here. So the smoke flavor, along with all the local ingredients that we talked about, cinnamon, cardamom, turmeric. We've got paprika in there. We've got chili. We've got salt. We've got pepper. We've got cumin. Got a lot of those flavors, along with the smoke from the oak. You're speaking several different languages, several different countries, all on one plate. And that's why we call it third culture cuisine. So we're gonna go check on our prime rib. It's about done. Actually should be done. It's been in there for 2 hours. We moved the water pan. We had enough moisture in there. The smoke is done. Temperature is nice. And ready? 1, 2. How does that look? Our prime rib, date syrup, and spiced prime rib looks like. Now it's time to eat. Alf Hana, thank you guys for joining. We appreciate it. Hope you liked what we made. If you've got any questions, please let us know. Sahaw Hana. So guys, I hope you enjoyed what we made today. I wanted to thank the Cultural Diplomacy Department of the UAE Embassy in Washington, D.C. I hope you enjoyed the Emirati ingredients we used with American techniques to show our final dish, and to see the international culinary capabilities of the UAE. If you'd like to see more of what we're doing, please follow us on Instagram at the Mattar Farm, and also UAE Culture USA. Sahaw Hana, and see you guys soon.